Hey friends, Samsung's new entry-level and mid-range smartphones, the Galaxy A26, A36 and A56 look very similar from the outside at first glance. If you're looking to buy one of these smartphones now and aren't sure which one to go for, I'm here today to help you, because for many people, camera quality remains a crucial deciding factor when buying a smartphone. And I'll say this upfront, there are some significant differences between the Galaxy A26, 36 and 56 cameras, and you might think the cheapest would be the worst, but I was extremely surprised to find that's not the case. After this video with its many sample shots, you'll hopefully be better equipped to decide which camera, which of these three smartphones is best for you personally. Let's dive right into the samples, while I'll tell you a bit about each camera's specifications. All three devices have a 50 megapixel main camera, yet there are already noticeable quality differences in this shot. While the A26 and A56 are nearly equally sharp and rich in contrast, the A36 appears less sharp, particularly with the pink flowers, and the colors are notably paler compared to its siblings. The A56 achieves the nicest background separation, in my opinion, though the difference from the A36 is minimal. In the second image, we see similar color issues. The A36 looks slightly pale in comparison. I think the A26 captured this shot best, while the A56 blur effect is so strong that it barely maintains proper focus. Moving on to macro photography, the A36 and A56 have 5 megapixel macro cameras, while the A26 only comes with 2 megapixel. And I think this difference is quite evident. I got as close as possible with all three cameras before the image became blurry, and while I could get closest with the A26, its image quality is also the worst in comparison. You really just can't get far with just 2 megapixel. And although the A56 and A36 macro cameras are identical in megapixels, the A56 shot is significantly better than the A36, with more sharpness, contrast and better background separation. This pattern continues somewhat. This photo of me was taken with the main camera on each device. The A56 produces nice colors, sharp and rich in contrast, closely followed by the A26, which I could also definitely live with. Only the A36 appears slightly washed out and very pale in terms of colors. The portrait mode tells a slightly different story. Here, the A56 and A36 do the best job of cutting out my hair and shoulders and separating from the background. But again, the A36 colors are very pale. Regarding the ultra-wide angle, the A26 and A36 come with 8 megapixel ultra-wide cameras, while the A56 is the only one with 12 megapixel. At first glance, the A36 image looks best because it's brightest, but looking at the bench seat and sky, it appears very washed out compared to the other two shots. The others have more contrast, especially the A56 sky, though it's also very dark. It seems the AI added a bit too much contrast here. None of the three shots really blow me away, to be honest. With the 2x zoom, we have very similar results across all three devices, though the A26 photo appears somewhat pixelated, especially in the leaves. At 10 times optical zoom, the A56 clearly takes the lead, even though its image isn't very resolved either. I think if you really want to do a lot of zoom photography, you'd be better off with the Galaxy S series, S24 or S25 Ultra. You'll get vastly better results here. There are also clear differences in low light performance. Here you can see a graduated improvement from the cheapest to the most expensive device, and I must say the A56 sharpness and level of detail really surprised me. However, in low-light video recordings, all three devices just produce noisy footage. It's not really enjoyable to watch overall. That's something to be aware of when choosing a device from the Galaxy A series. In daylight video recordings, the A26 and A56 are surprisingly close again, just as with photos. I recorded everything in 4K at 30 FPS, and I find it incredible how different the A36 colors are compared to its two siblings. Overall, though, I'm extremely pleased with the video recordings from both the A26 and A56. The same applies to my mirror selfie with the main camera. Here the A36 even appears out of focus. Interestingly, with the front camera, the A26 has more megapixel at 30 megapixel than the A36 and A56 with 12 megapixel, although the latter too can capture HDR, and I think you can see that here. There's also a noticeable difference between the A36 and A56. The A36 appears less sharp again. The same applies to the front camera's portrait mode. Here the A56 is clearly superior to its siblings. And now comes what I consider the surprise of the century, because in front camera video recordings, the A26 actually has absolute best quality of all three. Super rich in contrast, great background separation, and absolutely sharp. I double-checked this. I definitely didn't mix up the footage here. With this in mind, I would personally recommend that if you value the best camera and care about somewhat better processor and higher quality materials, go for the Galaxy A56. If processor and materials aren't so important to you, you can save quite a bit of money and go for the Galaxy A26 because, as we've seen, the camera is nearly equivalent in many areas. The Galaxy A36 unfortunately lags behind in this comparison, and as far as the camera is concerned, I really can't recommend it. I hope this video has given you a good basis for deciding which of the three devices is best for you. If so, feel free to write that in the comments, and if you like the video, please give it a like and follow me if you'd like to not miss future videos like this. With that in mind, friends, thank you so much for watching. Goodbye and see you next time. Mwah.